Home invasions can happen anywhere. Criminals come to you. We're going to teach you what you need to do if you find somebody in your home.
Well, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see.
It looks something like this.
Once again on the Proving Ground, we're using the stress vest system. It uses a UTM, Ultimate Training Munitions equipped firearm that fires a blank. That blank actuates a laser pulse. The laser pulse hits the stress vest, and then that vest sends an electrical stimulation. We say that instead of a shock, but it does cause pain to the Stress X belt hooked up on the role player or the trainee's waist.
Who are you and what do you want? Stay where you are.
Okay.
Stay right where you are.
Just let me go, okay? Alright? I'll give you stuff back.
Stay right where you are. I'm gonna walk out of the house.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Stay right where you are.
What are you doing? No.
Stay where you are.
Listen, I'll give you your stuff back, okay? Listen, I can't go back to jail. Don't call the cops. Don't call anybody. I can't go back. I can't go back.
End scenario!
Morgan, we got you through the first scenario, and now we want to talk a little bit about what went well and maybe what you could do a little bit better. I really like the fact that you gave good, clear commands, that you gave the guy an opportunity to escape. You didn't have to shoot him. You didn't jump in and start throwing shots all over the place. Dave, what did you see?
You know, I think when she entered the home, keeping her head up, most people just, they're in a bubble, so they only look at what's in front of them. But the fact that she was looking at where she was going, she was listening as she was walking into the house, I think all those things played a contributing factor to her success in that scenario.
Anything you think that she could have done better in that situation? I would have liked seeing your gun come out, Morgan. Honestly, you grabbed it, you lifted it out of the holster, you put it back in. Definitive action there to get that gun in place, I think.
You know, and maybe just to add to that, as soon as she draws the weapon, maybe to back up a little bit farther and tell him to get out of the house. Sometimes if you're pointing a gun at someone, you're not sure what you want them to do, they probably won't do anything. And then that sends the message that maybe they're not listening. So it heightens the stress and also the fear factor, so to speak. So maybe when you draw your weapon and you back up, you might have to use some nonverbals, get out of my house, because you're pointing a gun at them, and I think that's what they get focused on most of the time.
Mm-hmm. And that controlling of distance is always vitally important. We're talking about it a lot, backing up. You know, what would have happened, Dave, if somebody got his hands on her in that situation?
Well, I think it brings up two big discussions. Number one is, should I have a backup weapon on me, like a knife or something, a keychain or something I can count on? But more importantly, you're going to have to mix your verbalization skills with your empty hand skills, with your firearm skills. You just can't be a trigger puller. It encompasses everything. How do I manage distance, control positioning, my tone of voice, my facial expressions? All those things have to be meshed together in a scenario like this.
Yeah, and we're also looking at a possibility of a shooting could occur in that situation. If you shoot this guy, you know, there's other stuff that you have to consider at the same time. Now suddenly, you know, you want to be on the phone with 911 as soon as possible anyway, but other considerations after a shooting, I don't want her to get close to a guy she's already shot.
You know, you not only have to worry about shooting someone, but what if your weapon malfunctions? You know, you have another position of cover you're going to go to. What if they produce a weapon at that time and now you have to shoot them again? Most people shoot, they see the person go down, and they give up their alert level. They should be at a higher level of alertness, scanning, still listening. There could be other, you know, intruders in the home. So Morgan, let's go ahead and do your walkthrough.
All right.
After you. You know, we're going to discuss some strategies that you can apply if you happen to walk into your home and catch an intruder already there. You know, and this visual awareness assessment is going to start as you walk up to your door. Are you going to notice the door being open or closed? Maybe the welcome mat shifted over. Maybe there might be some tool marks or broken pieces of the door frame, something that's going to let you know that someone forcibly gained access into your home. And then as you walk into your home, you're going to give a little visual survey of some of the pictures on the mantle. Are they moved? Are they turned down? Maybe a pillow out of place, a magazine in the wrong position. The remote isn't where it always is when you leave the house. Again, something that's going to confirm that maybe someone has been in here. And after you do a visual survey of what's going on, you want to kind of use your nose. Your nose can always tell as well. Is it a heavy smoker, someone who hasn't had good hygiene? Those odors and scents, if someone came into your home, could alert you that there might be somebody there. Right. And then once you clear that it's visually safe, identifying some angles on where you may address somebody. For instance, if you walk over here to the counter, this is a really good angle because you can see what's behind the counter. You can see down the hallway. When we leave our home, we close all the doors, leave maybe one door open a certain way, so we can get some prior indication that someone's been in the home. As you start to move, you can also see better angles here. And if you happen to get to a position where you see someone that's in your home, you'll always go back to that angle, that place of cover where you could sit here and then give verbal commands. And when you give verbal commands, you can do it from a position of cover, a position of safety. This would offer you more protection if there was an actual gun battle in your home than maybe the corner of the cabinet. Right. And then as you verbally give your commands, make sure if you're telling someone to leave, you back up enough so you can give them room to leave when they have to leave. A lot of times people don't. It kind of forces that confrontation. So Morgan, now that we talked about what happens if you come home and you find an intruder in your home, now let's discuss one of the most dangerous ones is when you're already in the comfort of your home and then they forcibly gain access through windows or doors. Let's take the bedroom, for example. The first thing we want to do is try to make that room safe. So if we can make that room safe, we want to work at barricading the door, locking the door. But way before that, in case you have that encounter while you're there, is you want to look at where we're going to best position our firearm. Hopefully position in a locked box. You can have quick access to it. Once you get your weapon, make sure you take your phone with you. A lot of people keep them separate. You'll get to a place and want to make a call and can't. Once you get your weapon, you'll come over here and you'll barricade the door. Do your best not to stand behind it in case they're kind of shooting through it. Also, if it's a bigger guy, he can forcibly gain access and you'll be pinned behind the door, or if the door falls, you'll be hurt as well. So you want to make sure you lock it because some people will check the door before they decide to break into it. They want to use less effort as well. And then look around the room to see what can you put on here besides the barricade to clutter the door. What kind of a coffee table, lamps, like those tubs in the corner. Putting them here so when the door opens up, they have other things to negotiate while they're still trying to look at you, trying to create that multi-level of distractions. Even if you can slide the dresser over by the door, that would be a great assistance. But then you got to look at where you're going to go once you barricade that door. Where's the best place to give you that best tactical position of advantage? And people kind of like scan like they read. They go from the left up high, then to the right. I want to make sure you position yourself where if you were on that side of the bed, you'd be right in their line of sight. If you were over here, they'd have to look for you a little bit. And sometimes people pick the top of the bed. If they pick the top of the bed, it allows them to see you just as much as you see them. So it might be better if you had to take this side to get really low so you can have a better angle. As you come over here, this would probably be the best place to go for a couple of reasons. One, this keeps you out of their immediate line of sight. Number two, gives you a better position of cover. This will definitely protect you from bullets a lot better than that mattress will. Also, will create a smaller target for you. There, you're going to be up on your knees. Here, you're going to be down, crouched down. You want to be able to see the people coming in your room and verbally challenge them. If you sound good, you're still going to have to perform, but it creates fear into them. I know that people say that sounds funny. Why would you be fearful? A lot of times people aren't smart when they come into a home. So you want to give verbal commands. Stop. Let me see your hands. I already called the police. You want to tell them exactly what's happening. Don't threaten them. Don't tell them if you come in here, I'm going to shoot you. Let that be something they have to ponder. But when they kick that door in, you got to look at hands. Hands kill and hurt. Faces, don't worry about the faces. Look at hands. Give verbal commands. If the weapons are down, give those commands to drop the weapon. If that weapon comes up, you'll be in a position of cover to engage that threat. And when it's all over with, you're going to be fighting tons of emotion. Everything from retaliation, revenge, and just want to get back at the people that scared you. You're going to want to fight that impulse. You just remember, you just won that round. And don't be so quick to give them a second shot at the title. So I hope some of these tips and strategies keep you safe during any home invasion you happen to run into.
Thanks, Dave.
She immediately heard something. And she goes right for the gun. She hasn't, Okay, door's locked. Where did she go? We lost her. Oh, boy, okay. Yeah.
If there's anybody in here, get out. I've called the police.
Okay, verbal
Police are on
challenge.
their way.
Well, too bad we're here now, hon.
The police are on their way. You need to get out now.
Dave, what do you think about that position?
911.
That's a good position.
Yeah.
Unknown intruders in my
Dresses
home.
are.
Yeah. You shooting? Guy's down.
Got me. Hey, she shot
Take
me.
him out. Take him out.
Got me.
Get out with you!
God,
Get!
I think I'm
Get
dying,
out
dude.
now.
Come on, dude! Come on!
There's
Come on.
intruders in my
Get
home.
you out of
Get
here.
reinforcements
Get
immediately.
you! Go, 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 go!
Just let it roll. Let's see what she does. Okay, Tommy. Time, she's waiting. I think she heard him.
I'm at 123 Iola Road, Iola. I'm still hearing noises in my home. Get out now! The police are on their way!
Okay, end scenario. End scenario. Dave, that scenario got pretty intense. What did you see that you liked that Morgan did in there?
Well, you know, I got to say, I liked everything. She was calm under chaos again. I think when you're confident in your training and you have a plan, you stick to follow that plan instead of shooting from the hip. You know, I thought the fact that she grabbed her firearm immediately, knowing that that really wasn't too safe of a door, a hollow core door.
Yeah, I like that too. She had the gun. She was ready to go.
Absolutely, and she had the weapon. Finger was off the trigger. She was cognizant. She had a firearm. She went to the door. She locked it. She realized the lock wasn't going to really be enough, so she started putting some barricades and some things to clutter the doorway to kind of make their footing a little offset. And in the fact that she took a better cover position, addressing the angle, that dresser is going to provide her with a whole lot better cover than the mattress from the bed. And then she was out of their direct sight. She was able to.
Both role players said they didn't see her at all.
Yeah, you know, when you get that adrenaline pump, bad guys get into tunnel vision just as much as we do. And the fact that she immediately called 911, she alerted to the guys that were assaulting her, that she called 911 to leave the house right away. She didn't give them any threats. She stayed very calm. And you could tell there was a little stress there because by her saying, can you please, roll back up? Or,
she said send reinforcements.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't think that's a phrase she would use regularly in ordinary conversation.
No, and I think when you kick up the stress level a little bit, the dice can go either way. But overall, you got to give her 2 thumbs up. She was calm under chaos, and she handled it perfectly, and she didn't follow them out. Most people think they have to put on the police role. They have to go clear every room. Well, if you got kids in your room, that changes her plan. She'd probably have to go into that room. But the fact that she didn't come out here in the hallway, there was another attacker in the house. She could have been distracted or possibly killed when she could have played it safe and stayed where she did, which is what she did.